October the 5th, Richmond Park. As the red deer settle down from the end of the rutting season, the youngsters are still testing out their strength. However, there is one definitive winner amongst the red deer. He is a huge stag, weighing in at a staggering 560 pounds. He battled other stags to gain the breeding rights over all of the females. Challenges for him are less likely because he would have asserted his dominance over all the other smaller red deer stags. This stag's job is not only to breed with the females, but also to look after them. And he does this job with great care, because back in the wild, he would have had to have battled off potential threats such as wolves and other carnivorous animals. As the red deer herd move on through the woodland, the classic sound of the fallow deer grunting comes to my ears. I turn around and I see a huge herd of fallow deer, and I face my camera that way and begin to take some video. This is a fallow deer stag, and he too watches over his herd. Male deer grunt like this to show their dominance. However, it can also attract fights, and he's betting everything he has that he'll win these fights. Otherwise, he will lose the breeding rights to his herd. And he has a challenger. This one is bigger than him, and much more muscular, but has less battle experience. Small bouts like these can break out in seconds, and the new challenger is not welcome. They square each other up, looking for weaknesses and weak points. And when a fight does break out, it can be tremendous. They lunge into each other, facing their antlers directly into their head. With one misplacement of the antler, it could be fatal. As the rut ends, there is no clear winner, and they're both still on edge, wondering where the attack had come next. However, the original male is still dominant, and he managed to fight off the bigger challenger. After the stag returns, he carries on his grunting and asserting his dominance. But after 10 minutes of grunting, he's tired, and there have been no other challengers, and he is now the dominant male. That means he can get on with the important stuff. The rut can be consequential, and it has left this smaller stag with half an antler, which will affect him when he ruts. But his antler will grow back next year. The rut is not only about the biggest bucks fighting each other, it's also about the smaller ones testing out their strength and getting to know how to rut. These two here have small single-pronged antlers called prickets. These can be extremely dangerous as they can easily puncture through the skull of a deer. These fights between the smaller bucks are inconsequential and only give them experience for the future. Big deer urinate on themselves to give them a distinctive musky odour which other males can recognise. As the heat of the day arrives at Richmond, most of the deer seek refuge, hiding from the sun's beams under the canopy of the woods. The red deer head off towards the lake, with the big stag just behind them.